This fucking piece of shit. Hey, everybody. Paul's here. Our awesome guest, Zach, is here. I can't say his last name. I'm going to let him do it when we introduce him. It looks like Ass Hat, but I'm pretty sure that's not it. Ass Sad. There we go. Hey, guess what? I'm back after my 2-week hiatus. I'm happy to be with all you dirtbags and brewskis out there. As awesome as it was to take a little 2-week break, I am itching to get back onto the show. So thank you, Paul. Before I get into how you're a big fat piece of shit and all this stuff, thanks for taking over for those 2 weeks. So yeah, that's all I got. Yes.
Hey, I had somebody call me an overweight piece of shit today on one of my YouTube videos.
Well, that's amazing. I love YouTube comments. They are fucking fantastic.
No, not YouTube. I'm sorry, Facebook.
Well, that's even fucking worse. Who's on Facebook still? Anyways,
but the people on Facebook are way worse than YouTubers.
Yeah, they're mean. Well, welcome to Bass and Brews, your weekly distraction from high quality podcasts. Do we have any? Hey, this is probably going to be your last kind of not warning. Your last reminder. If you want to sign up at the OG Brewski price for the Patreon, we will stop that OG price. Everybody's going to be locked in. Who's ever, signs up before then, but the price is going to go up a couple bucks starting in September. Make sure to sign up for it. That's the only way you have access to the exclusive live show, Last Call with Alex and Paul. Also, starting in September, we're going to be running our first giveaway just for Patreon members, and it's called Win Paul's Shit. And all those crankbaits that I was supposed to send Paul about 7 months ago, I'm going to be giving out to you guys, the Patreon members. So it's patreon.com/bassandbrews. And hopefully we can get Paul to send you some trash from his garage as well. It's just, you're going to win Paul's shit. So it's going to be great. And then what's the rest of it? Oh, hey, make sure you go to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, but make sure in the review you are as fucking mean as possible. Just tear us apart. But remember, you got to leave a 5-star review and then we will read it on air. So, Paul, buddy, it's been 2 weeks. How you been?
Man, I'll tell you what.
Nobody gives a shit. Anyways,
Zach. You asked a question and I'm going to answer it. And look, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to everybody listening.
Yeah.
I changed out my dongle, but the last 2 episodes had issues. And so far I'm having issues again. So I'm pretty sure it's my computer. I'm going to have to take my shit to the damn Apple store. And I'm assuming that I have something wrong with a part of my computer.
Do you know what it could be, Paul?
Get fixed.
It could be that one episode of Last Call when you spilled that whole fucking White Claw onto the...
Yeah, that's not the problem. That is what created the problem. But what the problem is, I don't know. And it sounds expensive.
Okay. Probably. Hey, let's roll it back to like a year ago. Before we start this interview, Paul, what are you drinking?
White Claw Surge.
What flavor, you basic bitch?
I don't know. I get the variety package.
Okay. Zach, what are you drinking tonight?
I have a Coca-Cola. I generally smoke on my beers.
Okay. That's a fucking great way to put it. He said smokes. He smokes his beers. Sweet. Well, everybody knows what the big giant mug means. It's a giant cup full of bourbon on ice, and then a little double IPA. I've got a, double fisted, I guess. So I thought I'd bring that back. It's been a while, Paul.
It has. And you know what? We used to get people that were angry that we didn't, we didn't show we didn't show them anymore, and we didn't crack them. But, the last 2.5 to 3 years, I've gained about 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And I had gout flare-ups. So
I had
to
quit
drinking. I had to quit drinking bourbon. I had to quit drinking the beer. I had to stick with the White Claws. They're the only things that didn't do it up. But we're on a journey And I know I said this like 3 months ago too, but now we're on a real one. Matter of fact, I'm scheduling a doctor's appointment to go get a physical because I've had one buddy of mine had a stroke, and he's my age. Actually, he's a little bit younger. He's like 39, 40. And then just this week, I had another buddy of mine that's about my age that had a straight up fucking full heart attack. And so I'm getting my shit together because I do not want to have any issues, and we're going to lose some weight. We're going to get back down to around 210, 220.
Nice.
And I'm going to, in the day that
that's like 150 pounds you got to lose.
No. It's only 58 more pounds. But when I hit 210, I'm doing a whole episode shirtless.
Ugh. All right. I got 2 comments. One, I fucking forgot the first one. I see everybody has something in their lip. Since everybody doesn't have a drink, Zach, what's in your lip?
Just a mustache right now. Nothing.
Oh, it looked like you had a dipper in. Paul.
Every now and then I do can of dips, but
okay.
Nothing today.
All right, Paul, what's in your lip?
Mine is beef jerky.
Oh, beef, of course. That's why you're fucking jerky. Fat, you piece of shit. You're freebasing jerky. The fuck is your problem?
Hey, modified keto, man. We're going a
it's
lot
not
of chicken,
working.
A little bit of beef. It's gonna work. It's worked before. I lost 45 pounds in 2018.
That reminds
it's gonna work. But so it's a lot of leafy greens, cabbage, broccoli, and chicken.
Oh, your fucking shits have got to be disgusting.
No, they're not. That's the great thing about it. When you put shit like that in your body, you get away from the runs and the diarrhea. But the cabbage is fine though. It takes your body a little bit of time. So the cruciferous,
Spell
stuff. Cruciforus. Cruciferous.
Right.
When that stuff, it takes your body, if you don't eat a lot of it, it takes your body some time to like adjust to it. But man, it makes you feel full and all that good stuff. And your turds end up being nice, solid turds that sink.
Listen, Paul, so, I will never take health advice when you're fucking freebasing beef jerky over there and looking like sloth. Like, it ain't gonna fucking happen, dog.
Hey, I would, if anybody on here does a lot of TikTok, the people on TikTok that share like diet and weight loss advice, if you're taking advice from people on TikTok, you need to reassess your life.
No shit. Oh, hey, and then I remembered, hey, when you go to the doctor, because I have a physical coming up as well, right? So let's play this game of when you go to the doctor and he gives you a physical, hold on, ask him to grade you like A through F where your body's at. I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to release it at the same time.
I can guarantee you I'm pre-diabetic. I'm going to need to be on blood pressure medication. My cholesterol is not going to be good. I can go ahead and tell you right now that my shit is not going to be good. But that's another reason.
That's not fun.
It's one of those things that when you know it, you have got to change. But it's hard. Also, I have ADHD. And this podcast is the reason that I drink.
Yeah, I mean, you're the reason I drink. You and the other 3 women in my life.
Well, bitch, we wouldn't have had 2 episodes here the last 2 weeks.
You did great.
If it was,
you did great.
Of course I did, because I didn't even have to put those out on the airwaves. All I had to do was record them, and then put them out late. Well, I'm happy to be back. Hold on, Alex.
Yeah.
Tell everybody why last week's episode was fucked up.
It was on time. It was posted just fine. But my dumb ass, I was drunk in Boston.
Drunk ass, not dumb ass.
Yeah.
Drunk ass.
That's where I was gone the last couple of weeks. I went to Boston with Amandy, and so I'm super drunk, and I wrote out the full description to the episodes, the YouTube, did the thumbnail. I was like, man, I'm fucking proud of myself. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We're literally at a bar, and I did all of it. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm so responsible. And then I went to sleep whenever, and I wake up at like 8 in the morning to a text that said, no episode, huh? And I was like, what the fuck? So I went and looked, and my drunk dumbass did all that work, but forgot to attach the audio file. So Like, at least when Paul fucks up, he just owns it, and he's like, yeah, it's going to be out at 10 at night. Fuck it, it's still on Friday, right? I thought I was doing good shit, and then I was like, what the fuck? So, sorry about that. It still came out a little bit later, but it was out. Really, who I feel bad for is Slower Lower Delaware. I know he needs our podcast at 2 a.m. to get him to work. So my bad, bud. I'll make it up. If you're on tomorrow during last call, I will show you my butthole. So we'll just call it even after that. All right. So we've got Zach on the show. I found you through TikTok, where we find most of our fucking degenerate guests, which is great. And Zach not only fishes, but he does a little stand-up comedy. So I'm fucking stoked to have you on, bud. Thanks for coming.
No, thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to talking a little fishing and a little bit of comedy, a little bit of everything. Like, I've been listening since you emailed me about this. I started listening, and y'all sound pretty much like the crowd that hangs out around here.
Fuck yeah.
And
well, I don't know if that's good or not.
Story.
We'll see.
Where's around here, Zach?
And it's
you said around here. Tell us where you are so people can put you geographically located.
All right. Geographically, I am in Radford, Virginia right now, which we have Radford University here. You may have heard of that one, but you definitely have heard about Virginia Tech. It's in Blacksburg. That's about 15 minutes away. And the New River flows right through here. I'm about an equal distance away from North Carolina and West Virginia, depending on which way you go. And
is that where you were born and raised?
Yeah, just right here. And
man, that accent sounds way more fucking hillbilly Southerner than fucking Virginia, to be honest.
Well, no. Here's the deal, though. He is a true hillbilly.
You're right.
He's an Appalachian. He's an Appalachian. He is a true hillbilly. People will say that, oh, you sound hillbilly. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm country. I'm from the Sand Hills. Zach is a true hillbilly. He is Appalachia, like the what the hell do they call them up there?
The Wonderful Whites. No, remember that documentary, The Wonderful Whites?
Yeah. Yes.
He is true Appalachia.
Yeah, they're like 2 hours from me, and like he said, I'm like a hop, skip, and a jump away from West Virginia. If I go fishing, the next county over is Giles, and then the next, it's just West Virginia after that.
Right, gotcha. That's crazy though. If anybody wants to know what Zach kind of looks like, if you're not watching on YouTube, just watch The Wonderful Whites. It's a documentary. He kind of looks like one of the boyfriends.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. If you want a true description of what Zach looks like, he is he is a younger Seth Fighter.
Yes.
This is a Seth Fighter lookalike.
Yeah.
I don't have a skull. I got a full head of hair. I actually got to get cut, but yeah, I've been going online as the Mullet Influencer since 2019, and
Mullet Influencer.
And yeah, people either love it or they can't figure out how to find me because of it, and so I figure it's pretty easy. The mullet, if you can't.
Did you just say Mullet Influencer?
Yep. Yeah. The Mullet Influencer, straight across. I don't know how that wasn't taken on Instagram, TikTok, neither one of them, but yeah, I got that. I made it in 2019, and I didn't start comedy until 21, so I just had this like idle page that was like, I know I have at least a little nugget of gold here.
Right, you got to lock it in. But what happens if you cut the mullet? Then it's gonna be off.
Oh, no, don't even worry about that. I'm so white trash. You thought I had a dip in without one.
Yeah, that's fucking true. Holy shit, that's true. All right, so as Paul would say, he stepped off to I don't know, go put more fucking beef jerky dip into his mouth. I'm still blown away that this man talked about a fitness journey yet again, and then he had the audacity to say that he's got beef jerky dip. Like, what the fuck?
I can't say much. I did a similar thing. He said he's like, looking down the like whole health thing recently my dad and grandpa both had like really big health scares. And I say recently, it was like 7 years ago. So like the last 5 years, I've been kind of on a little, not necessarily a health journey, but I definitely like cleaned up my act a lot. So,
I mean, you got to do it at some point. And I don't think, I mean, Paul is a big, gigantic fucking fatback. He is Cartman in real life, basically. But he does need to cut some pounds. Nobody's asking for you to have a shirt off a whole episode because nobody wants to see that shit. But yes,
it's gonna happen.
We'd like Paul around for another 15 years of doing the show. And if he keeps going, Paul, you missed it. Zach basically said that you're a giant piece of shit and you're fat as fuck.
Well,
But
hey, on the show going 15 years, I'm not sure because Alex was going on quote unquote vacation for the last 2 weeks, and he did not respond to any of my TikTok texts, which he usually does. I even asked I sent regular questions and stuff like that, and he never got back to me.
Nope.
I wasn't sure if Alex was going to show back up, or
of course
if he did, if I wasn't around. I thought he was mad at me. It didn't hurt my feelings at all, but I had no idea.
I was on a social media break. I was it was like a week and a half of like no TikTok, no nothing. Like just I took a break. I hung out with Amanda. We were in Boston, so we went and saw the sights. We kind of I saw the sights more than she did because she kind of had to work. It was like a work thing for her, and I just bummed along for the hotel room. Yeah, dude, I just took a break. It was nice to take a little break. And I'm gonna get back at it here shortly. Like full disclosure, like summer sucks for growing social media on a podcast, just to be honest, because you fucks have you guys that still listen week after week, I applaud your dirtbagginess on sticking through to it, right? But most people take a break, which is fine. We all have to. And you definitely can't have your kids in the car while you're listening to me and Paul. Like there's no way. There's no way.
Paul and me. Paul and
I, you mean, but
nope, it would be me.
Would it be me?
Okay. In that instance, it'd be Paul and me. But I will say this too. Yeah, we see a lot more listeners during the winter months.
Yes.
And I feel like that's when quote unquote fishing podcast. I don't know why the fuck I quoted
get
it.
Popular.
But anyway, fishing podcasts are more listened to because there's 2/3 of the country that really can't do a lot of fishing, and so they're doing a lot more listening. But here we are now. We're getting on the tail end of dude. The last 2 days here in North Carolina, it was a hell of a fucking June and July for us. We went 6 weeks without rain and 100 degrees, and then we went
everywhere.
6 weeks with more rain than I could count drops. And yesterday, not so much today, but yesterday I woke up and I went outside and it smelled like fall. And
yeah, it's fucking weird.
In the South, and I'm not sure about Alex, but I know Zach will know this. There's a certain smell in the mornings that smell like fall. We have it with spring and fall, those two seasons. But I woke up yesterday and went outside to get in my truck at 5:00 in the morning. And I was like, I did a couple sniffs. I was like, I know it's a false fall for us here in the Raleigh area. It's going to be hot again, but it was cool.
Yep.
There was fog.
Yep.
There was the smell of grass. There's something blooming that there's the smell of fall that was out there. And you know what? It cleansed my soul.
Well, it didn't cleanse it from right. Yeah. Well, it didn't cleanse it from you having beef jerky in your mouth still, you fat ass. But yeah, when we were in Boston, the first day I was there, it was 90 degrees, super humid. And then after that, it didn't get above 73. And it was getting to like 58 at night in August. It was fucking insane with like a breeze. It fucking rained. We went to, I'm sure a lot of people have already heard about this place, but it's called Alamo Draft House. I guess they're big down in Texas, but they kind of got them all over the place. So there's one in Boston, and me and Amanda went and saw the new Deadpool movie. That movie's fucking hilarious. It is dick and fart jokes left and right. It's amazing. But if you've never been to an Alamo Draft House and you have one near you, you should. Dude, it is the best thing. Like you're in a lazy boy recliner. You hit a little button and somebody dressed in all black, so they're not like blocking your view, runs up and takes your order, and you can drink beer and eat food. It is like the coolest fucking experience. It was awesome. But on our way back, it was like a 2-mile walk back, and it just started fucking pouring. It was fucking miserable, like a cold, wet ocean rain. It fucking sucked. But all right, we've rambled enough about us. Zach's on the show. As Paul would say, he would say, "Hey, what's your fishing journey?" That was my Cartman impression. It's really bad. Hey, Zach, you're a comedian. Let's hear your Cartman impression.
Oh, I full disclosure, you made the Cartman thing about him earlier.
Yeah.
I do comedy with a professional Cartman impersonator, so I don't even try.
Oh shit, do you really?
Do you do impersonation comedy? Do you do any kind of impersonations? Or are you just straight up standing out there telling jokes? Okay, so no impersonations.
I'm usually straight telling jokes, and if I do an impersonation, I like start it with a shitty joke where I'm like, I can't do impersonations. This is blah 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 name with like Dwayne Jr. at the end, so it's like white trash. And
yeah.
It's just kind of like I don't do it, but I don't. I did a Joe Biden the other day. It's kind of easy, but
let's hear it.
Just kind of that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all. I see.
But that's like. Yeah, but that's Walter Goggins. Everybody knows Walter Goggins. He's done so much really good shit. You know,
who's that?
Baby Billy from the Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. The dude off Fallout.
The dude from Fallout. He was in Fallout. I haven't seen that yet. He's was Raylan, not Raylan. That's but Justified. He was Raylan's contemporary in Justified. I can't remember his name. He was the one of the vice principals and vice principals.
Yes,
yep.
That's it.
But Walter Goggins, he's been in a lot of stuff. But he always, I was looking at a TikTok that he was doing an interview on a couple weeks ago, and he says, I only have one voice, and it's that hillbilly voice that he has. It's like that's what I sound like in all of my roles because that's the only voice I have. I don't have any other voices. So Zach is the Walter Goggins. He's the baby Billy. He's the baby Billy.
Virginia. Yes.
So what is your Zach? What is your comedy? What topics are you in? Is it a fishing comedy? Is it like what is the comedy that you? What are the jokes? What's the genre of jokes you tell?
A lot of it's like observational, like, and typical millennial man. I just stay online with like pop culture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love cracking on my family.
Right. So would your genre be then like hillbilly genre? You pick on your comedy is not. I'm going to say picking because that's the only thing I can think of, right? But you're picking fun at your heritage. Is that what it is?
Yeah, picking fun at the little nuances in life, just
tell us 2 jokes right now.
2 standalone. My buddy called me the other day and he asked me, should a statue of Bill Clinton be erected? And I was like, yeah, I don't think he'd have it any other way.
All right, that's solid.
Where else are you gonna keep that large, robust saxophone? Seeing y'all are old enough to know that he had a saxophone at one point too.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Bill Clinton.
I said that to college kids, and they just like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah. Who the fuck is Bill Clinton?
Dude, that was a weird time in our country where he tried to make playing the saxophone fucking cool. And even as a kid, I was like, what is this fucking dork doing? Like, there's no fuck. It was way cooler, the Monica Lewinsky stuff. Yeah. That, as a young child, I was like, fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. Not you playing saxophone and then power walking to go get McDonald's.
Bill Clinton was one of the greatest player presidents to have ever lived.
I don't know, man.
That man was pulling string like nobody's business. And
JFK was way better at it than him.
I know, but we weren't alive during JFK days. I said during our time.
Yeah, but what he pulled wasn't that good looking either, though. Like,
but hey, I'll tell you what. If you go back and look at Hillary back in the 70s, she was a fucking hottie, dude.
Yeah, that was prior to pantsuits.
Back in the day.
Prior to pantsuits.
Yeah, prior to the pantsuit. Put her in a pair of Wranglers and see what she does.
All right, so you do stand up and then you do fish as well, correct?
Yeah. I initially started the Mullet Influencer. I thought it would be fishing, and man, making fishing content's hard.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
Like editing a lot after you're already tired of fishing. And I'm so lazy. I've got a GoPro set up. All I've got is like a chest mount and a head mount. Man, every time I go out, I have like the worst footage you've ever seen in your life. I'm looking the opposite direction somehow. My chest mount's this way. I'm fishing like this. It's hectic.
I'll tell you what, when I first started YouTube, I did a head mount, and then I didn't realize like how much I am not looking at my bait and how much I'm like looking further down the bank. And you know what I mean? You're always looking at the next spot. So like those first 5 trips, you couldn't see shit because my ass was looking away from everything. Like it was so fucking bad.
Oh, dude, I wish it was only 5 trips for me. It's been like 3 years now.
Oh, man. Well, you did upgrade, if I remember right. You upgraded this spring, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
You upgraded to a pedal kayak, right?
I was going to.
No, it was right.
I stole this boat. I got an Old Town Autopilot for $12.41.
Fucking insane.
$1,241.
Look at, yeah.
This man done stole some shit from Billy Bob up in the mountains. That, oh my goodness! Somebody needed methamphetamines.
Yep.
And they put that shit on Marketplace, and they hit gold. And so did Zach. Y'all both won that deal.
I wish it was that. I wish I met a character like that. It was just on a return auction. There's a warehouse store up here called Backcountry. I'm sure you guys have had at least an order or two from them. They got like a Billy Goat logo.
Yep.
And they have a warehouse sale every year. And I've gotten so many paddles for cheap. I mean, my whole boat right now is rigged out for less than $1,700.
Does that include the actual price of the boat too?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Battery, registration, and I've got a brand new Werner paddle that I got for less than $50.
Why the fuck do you have a paddle with the Old Town?
Hey man, I have a new canoe out here also that I didn't get rid of because I got
fucking knew it.
Cheap.
I knew this dude was trailer trash when he has a new canoe. That is the DIY enthusiast boat. That's the boat where you're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna put a goddamn Johnson fucking 300 horsepower on the back of this plastic piece of shit, and they fucking do it well.
See, and I'm the opposite end of that spectrum where I was like, I just need a piece of plywood to stand on to go fish off of.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Hey, we need to connect you with Darren Schwinkbeck so you can, you can go out to your auntie or uncle's house and get one of their walkers that they're not using anymore and put it on the back of your kayak like Darren so you can get a platform to stand on.
Hey, that's something. We might be looking into that now. I can put it over top of the motor.
Yeah.
Look, his redneck ingenuity is going 100 miles an hour right now. Hell yeah. Meemaw ain't used her walker in 5 years. I'm gonna go steal that sumbitch to take them old rusty tennis balls off. I'm gonna put it on front of my Old Town. But you probably do a lot of river fishing too, so you probably need a river boat that you predominantly paddle in, I would assume.
Well, I mean, as long as there's rain, like we were saying earlier, there wasn't a lot of rain this year. So like those 6 weeks that there wasn't a lot of rain, it got tough. But that Old Town takes care of a lot of stuff. I can single access a lot of points and just put in and fish a bank line up, make a couple laps back and forth, go back, fish another bank line down, call it a day, and go home. But there are 3 or 4 spots that are just slam full of fish that I have to take the new canoe to because there's just not water. The New's kind of like the Susky Junior.
Mm-hmm.
There's spots where you're just going to death march.
Right.
It's just shallow. You bring your wading shoes. You might catch, 2 19s, maybe a 20, maybe 2 if you get real crazy, 3 or 4 if you're real good. But like you're going to be death marching. Just you're going to be in shallow water a lot. But man, I love it because I've got the KBF Summer Series this year. I did from I think it was like May to the end of June, and there were several times in there when we were floating. There was hardly any water in there, but man, you could see bass, and my buddies were all like pissed. They couldn't like figure if I see them, I can't catch them. And I was just like flinging any finesse I could over top of anything where they scattered. I got 2 or 3 19s like that.
Fuck yeah.
Be smallmouth or largemouth?
All smallies.
Smalls.
I mean, largemouth pop up every now and then, but when I go out, I'm looking for smallmouth.
See, I'm telling you, he's like Seth Fighter more and more.
Yeah. Do you fish any lakes or is it all rivers?
There is I live right on Clater Lake Dam, and I could fish Clater Lake any day. And I have fished one tournament up there, and I've won money on my buddy's bass boat. But it's why would you go there if you could catch world-class smallmouth?
Mm.
You're going to go there and you're going to stress to try and catch a largemouth, maybe a spot, and you're also looking for that smallmouth. Why not just go? That's kind of when I got into my kayak also. A lot of the guys that want to target the largemouth and everything else, they've bought boats, they've bought nitros and gone out chasing them. But man, there's a smiley cult out here, and we just stay on the New River just smacking them as hard as we freaking can.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, there's something to be said for fishing something that's super rewarding like that. Yeah, it might be the same thing, but like it always is going to give you a new kind of challenge in there. And then, I mean, if the quality of fish is there and it's a smallie, I've never caught a smallie. I would love to, and I definitely want to catch like a better. There's one lake in South Jersey that supposedly has smallies, but they're all like teeny tiny. I ain't fucking with that. Like, I don't want to fuck with that shit. I want to go somewhere that has like legit smallies.
Well, I'm like a middle ground between you guys. Come on down.
Yeah.
Alex ain't traveling nowhere. This dude is within 2 hours to go fish with a couple handful of people that we know very well, where he can go catch world-class smallmouth, and his ass ain't done it yet.
Snakehead's only like 30, 45 minutes away from me.
Snakehead, he can go catch snakehead. He's like 2 hours from going to fish with Jake Harshman on the Susquehanna. I don't want to fish with that fucker.
No, that guy's the fucking worst. He's the fucking worst. The only person that is worse on the show is fucking Matty Ice. But they're all both pieces of shit. So it's not like, I mean, it's not like a competition. They're just both shitty.
But they catch better fish than you do.
Oh, that's a fucking lie. Matty Ice absolutely does not. Let's be clear. Jake Harshman absolutely does. Matty Ice has made a whole social media out of lighting his garage on fire and catching crappie on a fly rod. So there's no respect there.
Oh, you talk about fly rods. We got a dude that fishes with me that fishes off of basically a SUP, a stand-up paddleboard, and he fly fishes and flat out smacks smallies. Like, I mean, I figure it to be that we throw, a sleeper crawl, a jerk bait, spinner bait, XYZ, throw them throw it past them enough that he goes by there with a fly. It's just different enough that they're right on it.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts, and it's cool. Listen, Bass and Brews, we love our fly fishing anglers. We think they're great because without them, we would be the nerds. So thankfully, there's fly fishermen for us to make fun of because they are literally like, you know, when they do like the nerd hierarchy and they're like, you get all the way down, it's like people that play Dungeons and Dragons, right? But then those Dungeons and Dragons people are like, well, at least I'm not a LARPer. Like fly fishing is basically like LARPing. It's just that bottom rung of fishing, especially on the East Coast. West Coast, I guess they got some superiority complex where they think they're, you know, Robert Redford and a river runs through it. But
well, hey, if they're nerds, I'm gonna learn from them. That dude, I have stole so many spots from him.
Yeah. The only problem with learning about anything from a fly fisherman is you can never learn about sex because they're all virgins. So that's just one thing they don't have a skill in. They've, from what my understanding is that every fly fisherman is just pure, if you know what I mean. So
I haven't asked Ryan about that yet, but I'll get back to him, and when y'all call me back, we'll see if we can confirm that on the one fly fisherman that I know.
Hey, well, Zach, let's take a step back. What you said you got into comedy in 2020, 2021, one of those two.
Yeah.
What made you want to do comedy? That's kind of out of left field.
It's when I was young on the rock music station, there were two ads that really intrigued me. One was a strip club up in West Virginia, and the other was comedy night in downtown Blacksburg. And I was just old enough. I thought maybe comedy night would let me in. I knew the strip club wasn't going to let me in at middle school age.
Right.
But maybe comedy night. And so ever since then, it's just kind of been this thing. Been good at making people laugh. I can make the teacher laugh until they get pissed off at me. You know, it's always been there. It's just a matter of taking it and bringing it to the people now. And like you said, I'm from Appalachia. So after COVID, I felt like I just love live performances. Totally enamored with like live music, stuff like that. And so after COVID, when there was like the void of comedy, I kind of like launched myself. Not necessarily. I was kind of wanting to do it for a while, but launched myself. And then once I got in there, I was like, oh, I can go to a bar and beg them to let me put a show on and they'll do it. And I can bring entertainment to my people. And so that was the step. Second step was becoming a producer, and kind of been doing that the last 2 years really well. I will say that I did it for essentially the whole time. Whenever anybody, like I said, I would beg them and they would let me do it. I would definitely take that advantage.
Have you ever been? Has anybody audibly ever booed you?
Oh no, it's never been like boo. It's always like, why aren't you being funny right now, or something like that. If it was boo, I could digest it. I could take it, but it's somebody being like, you're supposed to be funny now. And I'm like, I'm leaving. Thank you guys for having a good night with me.
But man, like those are the assholes on social media though, that are the easiest to call out to start picking on them, because they probably have some kind of complex that when you start picking on a person like that audibly says, why aren't you being funny or something? And if you can find just one thing to start to dive into them, the hecklers are the ones that you can really take a turn away from your set and dive into them and start picking on them. And they don't know what to do because they've probably been a bully their whole life. And so nobody's ever thrown it back at them. And then when you start throwing it back at them, it shuts them up, or they just, those are the internet bullies.
Yeah, and
I'm sure it's a little bit harder in real time to come up with something because you can't go back and look at their pictures or who they follow or some stupid shit like that, right? But if you those are the same people and you attack them the same way, and Alex knows this, I attack those on social media with gibberish or extra love.
Yep.
And the extra love is what I usually start off with. And if there's no reaction, I go into the gibberish.
Yeah.
And when they get to that point, 99% of them don't say anything else back because they just don't know, because you fucked them up. You have fucked their head up and they leave you alone.
Yeah. Well, the hecklers, like, if you give them the public forum and you're the one that's comfortable there, that's the ultimate ticket, because I can sit back and analyze you while you're stammering. And one thing that I try and do with crowd work is if I'm going to pick on somebody, I try and have it figured out before I go on stage. That's
he's pointing them out in the crowd prior.
Yeah, he's over there making. He's got his note cards in the back, making notes on if this fat motherfucker says anything.
I'm going to say, look at this fat fuck with a Crusher shirt and a fucking Crusher hat on. I'm destroying this fat fuck.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, look at this short bitch over here with a Phillies hat on. That bitch ain't done nothing ever with no real Philly.
God.
Wait, isn't a Philly like a horse? You're right. I haven't fucked a horse. You're right, Paul.
Exactly. Thanks. But you say that, and then Alex is in there going, damn, did I have actually done anything? Have I actually fucked a horse or thought about it? Damn, I don't know.
Made out, but never fucked.
Just give him a little smooch.
Exactly. I think it's cool that you said you came out. I feel like after the pandemic, I think a lot of people, their whole how they consumed entertainment changed, because a lot of people went online and we started doing it ourselves, and it was like, well, fuck, I don't need, because we didn't have TV shows, it was just reruns or whatever, or like dumb, people were seeing like dumb network bullshit, and they were like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go to YouTube and watch something. And then seeing that anybody could do that, right? Seemingly, a lot of people took that push to be like, well, you doing comedy. There's plenty of people who launch like YouTube channels, whatever it is, right? But we saw like, hey, we can do this. Like, it doesn't have to be gate kept, entertaining motherfuckers. And I think that's really cool that you took that jump, because that's a scary jump. Like me and Paul, honestly, are decently funny, but I don't know if I could do like a live podcast. Are you fucking like those dudes that do live podcasts, like Kevin Smith, the dudes from Workaholics and shit? Like, there's fucking no way me and Paul could do that. Like, they're fucking nuts.
I could. If I did a live podcast, I could, because I will say this: I feed off of other people. This is why I always tell folks
everything, basically.
Yes, but this is also why I tell folks that Alex, when other podcasters bring us on, typically they bring Alex on or me on, and I always tell them Alex is a better guest to bring on a podcast, because I feed off of the other person. We go on other podcasts. If it's not bullshitting around and stuff, I'm not what I am on this podcast, because I feed off of Alex, and then I feed off the guest, and then I can just say my stupid shit, my little sayings and stuff like that. And it really conforms to Bass and Brews. Whereas Alex, for instance, can go on a podcast and just do his own little thing, like what he did with Drew Paddler's Playbook last year.
Number one episode in 2023. Number one episode. Thank you,
Alex. Matter of fact, I did a show with Benya Outdoors.
Thank you, brother.
A few weeks ago, and I told him we were done. Look, you got to get Alex on, because Alex will excel way better than I am in this setting. That's his stuff. So, to say that, if we did a live show, I'd be awesome, especially if we had interaction from people, because I feed on it. Because I like to pick on people. If I love you, I pick on you. If I don't love you, I don't say shit to you. But Alex, on the other hand, he says he can't. I don't know why he does. He'd have to elaborate on that. But I enjoy the interaction, because that's where I can take the stupidity that I have and gear it towards more stupidity.
Sure.
And hey, I've just started doing a live podcast down in at little bar down here called Sharkies. They're really great. Shout out to Sharkies. They let us do the New River Squeeze, which is a variety show that we're starting. I'm going to host, and I'm going to say it here, and you got to say it to like have it like come to fruition. I'd like to host a charity fishing tournament at some point in the future that like ended with a comedy podcast thing. Maybe I don't know what it is yet, but there's an idea in my head, and if I say it, it will come true.
Yeah, no, dude, I think that would be. Hold on. I think that would be a cool idea, right? Like, because usually after these, listen, if there's anybody who takes themselves too serious, it's tournament anglers. So I think it would be really funny if at the end, what you do is you do a little bit of research and you start roasting the fuckers who like didn't make money and be like, look how much you spent on your kayak or boat. And you caught 4 small green fish. Like, you roast them a little bit on it, right? Like, you talk about, like, I think that would be funny as shit. I don't know. That's what I would do, but
just write down everything that happens in the back of my brain in tournaments for the next little bit and get ready for that.
Oh, dude. Oh, no, actually, that would even be funnier if you just, all right, here's what you do. You put that GoPro on, right? But you don't ever record a fish catch. You just think about the dumb shit that you think about while you're fishing, right? And then you relate that into a bit at the end of like, oh, I understand how it is. You're down however many pounds, but the only thing you can think about is like, can I really like probably take a shit through the scupper hole? Like, it looks like a turd would fit through there, but you'd have to have like, Top Gun accuracy to get that turd right down through that scupper hole. Like,
and then you shit through the scupper hole to see if it'll work.
Well, that's some G.G. Allen shit. I don't know if you want to take it that far. I don't know if the world's ready for that, but.
Well, you don't have to actually show the dookie going through the scupper hole or not. But
if you're going to do it,
you just show your face trying to squeeze one through, and then you show the aftermath.
I think that's
afterwards.
I think that'd be a funny idea, though. I think that's a good idea, like a little comedy show at the end of a tournament. I think that'd be good and make everybody laugh at themselves. Because again, I think tournament fishermen take themselves too seriously. They take fishing too seriously. It's not that fucking serious. Go out there and have fun. It's not always about being KVD like you're not going to be.
Speaking of Alex,
hold on.
No, I'm going to interrupt you real quick because I got to do this right now. I'm going to.
Oh my God!
Speaking of Alex being too short to fish good, what the fuck is on your hat, Zach?
Yes.
Oh, this is a lateral vision hat. This is just a small eating a crankbait.
That's fucking cool as shit.
That is hell yeah.
Is that a Pokemon dude on the side?
And
it does look like a Pokemon master.
It looks like the Pokemon do.
But it's a band that I was listening to, Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country. And they had that pin that's like, I was like, oh, I got to get that one because Pokemon, I dig that shit from back in the day. And then I was listening to music and I was like, oh man, I gotta use this to help me focus. And like, now it's just something that's been a good luck charm. I was looking back over all my catches after the other day, and I was like, man, I've had this hat on all year long, so it's my good luck hat now.
So, all right,
do you
what
think
were you going to say before I rudely interrupted you?
He forgot.
Oh, brain farted me.
Hey, do you think
it'll come back to me?
Do you think it was the hat, or hold on, shut up? Do you think it was the hat or the boat is why you've had more success this year?
I had this talk with my grandmother today because she was like, boy, that was a lucky fish. And I was like, yeah, it was a lucky fish.
That was a lucky fish.
And I was like, yeah, it was a lucky fish, but that like the boat definitely like helps 100%, man. Yeah. The spot lock, you don't even have to think about it. Just and you're there. I mean, it kind of is weird in current, but
I'm telling you, when you go from paddling to something propelled, it like whether it be pedal or a motor, like it adds a lot to where like things open up And with that, I'll segue to a big congratulations to he was the guest on the very first episode. He's been on here forever. Ramon Outdoors just upgraded to a pedal kayak. So congrats to you, Ramon. That's fucking cool. But yeah, like when you upgrade to from paddling, because you're just a victim, and I say that purposefully, you're a victim of the fucking wind. Because all these kayaks sit so high up, you're just fucking going wherever that fucking wind is taking you. Like,
it's different on the river, but yeah, for big water fishing.
I'm still on the river, like but even that, like the river flows, right? Now you can stop yourself. You can stop the flow. You can sit in a spot.
Yeah, I've had that new canoe almost flip in really bad wind.
Well, that's because you had a fucking Mercury 350 horsepower engine on the back of it, a cooler, and a fucking Blackstone grill.
With 6 lead acid batteries all around the edges, trying to, because he's in Appalachia. We know good and goddamn well he ain't got no lithium shit out there. He's stealing. He's going and stealing all the lead acid batteries from his uncles and his cousin.
All the cars sitting out in the front yard.
All the cars. He's got them over there. He's got them trickle charging for like 2 weeks before he can go out.
Somehow
fish.
Zach has 4 catalytic converters on his fucking new canoe. He doesn't even fucking need them. They don't work, but he stole them and he's going to put them to use. And the new canoe is the perfect platform. That Bass and Brews brought to you by New Canoe. If you want to steal a bunch of shit and then strap it to a bunch of plastic, get yourself a new canoe.
Yep.
Hey Zach, have you ever stolen a catalytic converter?
I have not, but I did have an uncle that was so good that they gave him a new house because of it.
Was it the big house?
Penitentiary? Was it the local penitentiary? Was his new house?
Yeah, they kept giving him new houses and new houses and new houses.
He kept getting upgraded. He went from the local jail to the county prison to the federal prison.
Hey, I've got a question. How come? All right, so we always hear about these converters being stolen, right? And we always get the guy who's like cutting it off of a car, right? But how about the fucking mechanics who keep buying these fucking converters when they look obviously stolen? Shouldn't they get fucking hammered for buying stolen material?
No, it's not them. It's the junkyards and the metal people who buy the catalytic converters because they got platinum in them. So it's not the mechanics. They're not reattaching them and shit. It is your junk. It's your junk. It's your junk people, your metal junk people, and or the metal recyclers.
So what you're saying is you got into the wrong business, Paul. You're crushing trash. Instead, you should be collecting catalytic converters in the crusher truck and then selling them.
Nope, not at all. Stealing catalytic converters is not.
He's like, no,
I would ever want to do. I have cut a couple off to make cars sound louder, not to steal them.
I don't even know what that does. What does the catalytic converter do? Like dumb dude. I am not a car guy. I know that's probably a shock to fucking nobody who listens to this because I drive a Subaru Forester. I don't give a fuck about cars. What does a catalytic converter do? Do I have one?
I will give you the simplest explanation I can give you, and we'll leave it at that. A catalytic converter converts catalytics.
Fuck you. Hey, Zach, your family steals them all the time. What are they used for?
I drive a Forester as well. I am hoping that he has a good answer for you.
Fucking Subaru.
Subaru gang. Listen, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than, and I'm not saying, obviously everybody knows I'm short, right? But I wear a lot of I've got tattoos. I generally look pissed off all the time, right? And I love watching people see me walk, and then I get into my car and they're like, what the fuck? As I hop into Sheila, that's what I've named my Forester, and I pop into it and they're like, what the fuck is this little dude doing in his fucking car? I love the Forester. Hey, if Subaru wants to sponsor the podcast, that'd be great. The Forester is the best lady limo out there.
So Zach, why Forester? You're up in the mountains. Is it the the all-wheel drive? Why the Forester versus a pickup truck where you are? I'm sure you're probably the only person in your family that has a Subaru.
Well, I also have my grandpa's pickup truck with the autopilot on it right now. So
right, okay.
Full disclosure,
missing a catalytic converter, but go ahead.
Yeah. It was the all-wheel drive. It was the affordability, honestly, when I got it, because I've had it for years now. It's
They run forever. Yeah.
You said you were going to skip over and get in it. You didn't say that you were going to pop the hood and put some oil in it before you started driving. It's the right thing you should have said if you're driving a Subaru.
I've never had those issues at all. I've had to do shit. Let me knock on wood. I haven't had to do shit. Yeah. That boxer engine has been solid.
You live in the city. You drive like 30 miles a week. This man is taking Zach is taking his shit off-roading.
Yeah. Oh, I don't do any of that.
Mud holes. No. Like he's probably going. He's probably helping pulling his buddies out that have Carolina squatted trucks.
Oh wait, he's definitely not doing that in a fucking Subaru Forester.
No. There is one really famous fishing hole up here that I won't say the name of because everybody will get mad at me, and I don't know what the hell you'll get mad at. Like,
they ain't listening.
They're not listening. They're from you're from West Virginia, basically. They don't know what
podcasts don't even have internet.
I'll say it just.
They're like the Amish. They're like the Amish of the Appalachian.
Well, yeah.
Except for it's not by choice. Every time they put in fiber lines, it's stolen the next fucking morning. It's fucking gone.
Just like an air conditioner. That's why nobody in the mountains got air conditioners. Because they get stolen.
And putting in fiber lines. I still don't have internet at my childhood home.
No
still
shit.
Don't have internet at my childhood home.
I'm not surprised at all.
I was 18 years old.
I can only imagine that it's like a dream. They're like, Papa, maybe one day we could have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. I heard it's called Wi-Fi. And he's like, no, I don't think so. Uncle Jim John is going to steal that bitch just like the catalytic converters.
Are you married, Zach?
No.
Look at his hair. Look at his hair. No way.
Ain't no woman ever going to marry this some bitch with that hair because she ain't no woman going to marry somebody with better hair than her. And his hair is fucking immaculate. Y'all need to go and look at this podcast for a few minutes. His shit
it's shiny. It's shiny.
Look, it looks like he's got pigtails on, aka handlebars, but his hair is glorious.
It is. It's not. Hey, listen, we don't talk about it a lot because we talk to a lot of fishermen. So normally they're like receding and they don't have good hair, right? He's got some good ass hair. He's got it looks healthy. Oh, look at listen, we're gonna have to mark this not safe for work because literally all the panties in Arkansas just dropped when you did the hair flip.
Yeah, that's an Arkansas waterfall right there.
Oh shit. This is I don't know what the male Goldilocks would be, but this is Zach is McGoldilocks. I don't know shit. Whatever.
Mick Goldilocks.
Mick Goldilocks.
Oh, Paul.
Bo, if you're at the bar, how many times you've been at the bar, sitting at the bar drinking, and some dude walks up behind you and puts their hand on your shoulder and thinks you're a woman? Has that ever happened?
No. I've never gotten that. Not since this has come in, at least. Like,
well, I mean, but from behind. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Here's a real question, Paul. When because like guaranteed you wear Wranglers, right?
No, dude. No.
Transition pants? Do you wear transition pants?
I'm a full blown hippie. I want to wear hiking pants.
Okay.
Something lightweight.
Yeah. Okay.
So cut off blue jeans. Where the pockets hang down.
Looking like Lieutenant Dangle right there.
There's some photos of me online with those on.
All right. So what happens if, do me a favor real quick, Zach, turn around. Okay. No, like for real. No, turn all the way around. I want to see what, he's got to fix himself. Turn all the way around. I want to see, dude, that almost look like some lady hair there. Oh, that's a sweet shirt, but yeah, we got to see the hair. If I saw you at the bar,
and I was
100%,
single, I would definitely kiss you. I would definitely kiss your shoulder.
God.
Paul would give you a butterfly kiss on the ear. He'd just flick the eyelashes on it.
I'm glad I haven't drank in Raleigh in a couple years.
We went way off topic there. That's funny as shit.
Hey, see, we're giving Zach a class right now in how to handle drunk, stupid motherfuckers at his next show. Because we haven't
been mean
on Zach a lot. No, we have not been mean, but we have. I know. I said we have not been mean, but we
haven't picked on him either.
We have not. Are you fucking serious? We've been picking on you the last 20 minutes.
What did we say? We said he had beautiful hair. That he looks voluptuous from the backside.
First and foremost, you just said all of his family are catalytic converter thieves.
Listen, you can't be mean if it's true. That's not a thing.
You can't pick if it's accurate. I got an uncle named Hobo because he was born in a truck.
Right,
he was born in a truck. The back seat, the front seat, or the bed.
It was a bed. It was an old pickup. It was like just a bench seat.
Listen, when Zach went to high school, and they had the career counselor, they instantly looked him up and they went, "Yeah, you're going to steal converters. Here's the tech school you can go to learn how to weld to get rid of them."
We cut the career counselor out of our high school.
No. Hey, Paul, did you have that in your high school?
We
like where you got to take like the test or something. I don't know. Like Obviously, Paul makes fun of me. I have a GED.
Why are you talking? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Right.
Why
That's
is
why
Alex
I want to
talking about anything in high school?
100%. Yeah.
Didn't even
I dropped out after
freshman
freshman year. I went freshman year and then I dropped out.
Zach,
so like every time I see in the movies, they have these things, and I was like, Zach, "Is that a real thing?"
Don't let Alex over here try to like call you a redneck or a hillbilly or some bullshit.
Oh no,
Alex is more fucking catalytic converter thief than you and I combined, and that's probably 100%. If you took it back. Like
100%.
Yeah.
There's no joke
on you.
We're two shades of the same trash.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean,
no. That's the thing.
Like
is,
the only.
Hold on. You're just the shades. Alex is straight trash.
Trash. No. Like I was one of those dudes that joined the military legitimately because I got in trouble and I had to join a branch or go to jail. And I happened to join a branch and I got out of it, right? But like, no, it's like, but you're right, it's a different shade because I'm even whiter than you because I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so we don't get any fucking sun at all.
Alex didn't know anything about catalytic converters because where he was from, they weren't stealing catalytic converters because they didn't have running vehicles. They were stealing the wheels off of fucking wagons and the horseshoes off of horse feet.
No, you didn't steal catalytic converters because you were too busy making meth. That's where your main job is to be a backstage chemist. Yeah.
And just like that, we're all the same. Just like that, we're
See,
all
what's
the same
different is Washington. If anybody out there is Fish Mama Chris, you're listening. You know this. You're from Oregon. It's basically the same. Our meth is a little different. It's got a little seafood taste to it. That's kind of, Breaking Bad, it was like light blue. We do bright pink, and it tastes like salmon. So that's kind of,
Ours has a little bathtub taste to it. A little shaky bakey.
A little bathtub taste.
It tastes like fried chicken. Shaky bakey.
I fucking love it. But Paul is completely right. No, I'm way trashier than probably both of you. But
no, that's why I heard you say something like you joined the military to fight the war on drugs. How does it feel to be talking to one of the soldiers on the other side?
Yeah. Listen, all right. So what's real funny is when it was like, I think I had like a year left in the military, right? And the base that I was at, they just sent me so it was like a year and a half before I got out. I just we'd just done the podcast, right? And I thought I was gonna stay at home, and they just told me I'm gonna have to go away, and I was deployed for a year, right? And that captain, when I left that land unit, was like, "Well, what are you gonna do after you get out of the Coast Guard?" And I was like, "Well, listen, I've got a lot of experience on one side of this game. Thinking about trying my hand on the other side. Like I feel like maybe the cartels, if they have a job fair, I might sign up. And he looked at me dead in the face and he's like, are you fucking serious? And I went, I don't know. We'll just see how this next year goes. And what's funny is he remembered because this captain presided over my retirement. And he goes, hey, so have you decided whether you're going to join the cartel or not? And I was like, yeah, I checked into it. Their retirement plan sucks. It's death.
Their 401k is ass.
It's trash. But yeah, no, that is funny. I will say a little, I don't want to talk too much about my trip because that's going to be saved for the Patreon members. Shut up, Paul. I will say, so Boston, I was just there, right? And Boston was the either the first or the first East Coast state to legalize marijuana, right? And they did it in 2016.
Boston's not a state, motherfucker.
Massachusetts, obviously. People know what I'm talking about.
God almighty.
But I would have thought that this city just had it fucking you know what I mean? Like legalized. There was so much fucking weed smoking in Boston. It was insane to the point where when we came home, we're driving. This is after a week and a half there, right? And my wife is like, is that a skunk? And then I realized, like, no, it's our fucking clothes because there is so much fucking weed in Boston. Like, it's fucking everywhere. And, like, I'm a smoker, obviously, from this voice. It is not natural. I use performance-enhancing drugs called Marlboros to get this way, right? But,
get that sultry swing to the voice.
It's wonderful. But like I feel weird walking around a big city smoking a cigarette because I don't like if there's a family behind me with a kid, I'll like slow down if they're downwind so the kid doesn't have to smell the shit, right? But these motherfuckers in Boston giving a fuck. They were smoking fat ass fucking blunts, chiefing like there was fucking nobody's business. And there's like a whole kindergarten class of fucking kids behind them just getting contact high all the way through. It blew my mind. It blew my mind how, like, I'm in Jersey. It's legal here, right? But nobody is fucking hitting it like Boston is hitting it right now, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is in Virginia. And, like, it depends on where you go. It's decriminalized here, and you're not supposed to
do it in public.
Consume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, sometimes you'll be just like going down the road. You'll be like, is that dude smoking a hog leg right now?
Right.
Like, is that a Cuban cigar or that does not smell
a
Cuban?
Fat fucking blunt? Yeah, no shit, right? It's fucking crazy because again, also like Massachusetts did it like some of the West Coast states. Like you're not supposed to you treat it like alcohol, right? You're not supposed to. Yeah, there's no enforcement of that, which I'm fine with because they are just it was like every fucking block. Like I would come back to the hotel room and I'm like, holy shit, I was at an old school Cypress Hill concert because I smell like the dirtiest, shittiest weed ever because it was stuck on my clothes. It was fucking insane. But after I lived in Philly for 5 years. It's very angry at some point city. Baltimore not Baltimore, Boston wasn't that angry. A lot of high people. And I was in like the downtown. I'm sure there's some other areas. I was going to go to like South Boston, but I didn't have my mask. I wasn't going to rob a bank with fucking Hawkeye and fucking what's his name? Batman. I wasn't going to do that, right? So I just hung out in this area. But everybody was generally nice. Like usually East Coast cities are really angry. Like everybody's just pissed off at the world, right? Everybody's just kind of like, well, fuck it. Like I'm high as fuck. I'll just walk.
I'm happy, hungry, and tired. Let's go.
Exactly, right? Yes, Paul.
I can go now. Okay. We're gonna rewind this, and I'm gonna do my best.
Perfect. Everybody loves that.
During Ace Ventura rewind episode.
Okay.
All right. We just rewound this episode about an hour.
Okay.
Zach, What's your
What is your fishing journey?
Brought you your fishing journey that has brought you here to
Dude, we're
with
way
us
past that.
today?
Stop. We're way past it.
How did you get started fishing? Who got you started? You know, all that shit. What is the history to your fishing journey that has brought you here with us today?
Okay, the history of my fishing journey. My earliest fishing memory, there is a small creek that runs right by the truck stop by my house. Also, that's how white trash I am. The first store by my house is a truck stop.
Yep, that's where all the catalytic converters got stolen and they got washed out in the creek.
Yep. And one of my first memories.
What did he spit? Hold on, you just spit something. You said you got no dipping. What did you spit?
No, I said took a drink of water.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Water straw.
Going the other way.
It had a straw.
But anyway, there was a cow that was stuck in the mud in that creek because there's a farm around it. And my sister was like crying, like, we gotta go save the cow. And I was like, no, we got fish. And my dad was like, oh, I'm gonna go check on this cow with your sister. She ended up falling in the mud with the cow. But we had got her out a little easier than the cow, but I never let her forget that.
Only a little bit easier. Only a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Oh,
a little bit easier. My little baby sister. My little baby sister. She's a little easier than that. But then after that, Dad worked overtime, so on up until high school, I pretty much did my own thing, kind of waded around. You know, I caught some fish here and there. I really stuck with live bait for a long time until my buddy was like, hey, man, you want to try like wading? And I got this Berkeley Gulp minnow.
All right.
And so I had an ultralight GX2 that was like 4'6", and we would tie just a number 2 hook on the end of it and a Berkeley Gulp minnow that was 3.5, 3.25 inch. Little jerkbait looking thing. Man, I wish I had a nickel for every fish I caught on that thing. I could probably buy rods for the rest of my life. But and then after that was, like I said, we all kind of separated out. The guys that like got real into it, bought nitros and John boats and XYZs. And I just fell in love with kayaking because I'm an Eagle Scout. And so a lot of that goes into with my fishing history too. We did a lot of trouteries and stuff, but like trout fishing's cool, but
kind of stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Deer hunting in the winter when it's cold. And but yeah, I fell in love with the kayak, and there was consistently one tournament a year up until COVID hit that I knew of. At least there was one real big tournament. Was the backcountry skiing sport up around here. Once a year, it was like the best hangout ever, just to go hang out with all the fishermen around town. And you know, I didn't know even what was happening then. I should have sat there and listened to all those guys talk, but I just took my like 2 little GX2 poles in there and thought I knew what the hell I was doing.
Oh yeah.
Would be lucky to post like, 60 inches on a tournament day. But now, been grinding at it for a while now. And truth be told, this year I intended on taking the year off from tournament fishing. Full intention. I was like, I bought a boat, I've shot my load.
Yep.
And one tournament popped up, and I was like, all right, if I do pretty good at this, I might enter another one or two. And I come in, I think like 7th or something like that. But then 2 weeks later, the guy posted that KBF Summer Slam or Summer Smalley series. And man, I got on that and I fished it as hard as possible. I switched jobs and took 2 weeks off and fished. I mean, I probably fished 10 of those 14 days.
Fuck yeah.
And I came in first 10 spots, got to go to Gunnersville on whatever championship thing. I come in 11th, right behind Jody Queen, Jody Queen. And he's a legend around here.
Heard he's pretty good.
Yeah. He beat me by like a half inch or something like that. And I was like, man, that's a pretty good pill to swallow that, like, you know, I come out here in month longs and I'm swinging them with Jody Queen. So, you know,
so did your dad get you into fishing, or was it something you just did because you had the creek and you were in the country? Did you have somebody that
he was trying to fish?
Yeah.
He's trying to fish catalytic converters out of the creek.
That's right. Dad got me into it. Then I realized about middle school I could get weed money out of the catalytic converters. And then it was on from there. And then they showed me how you could win tournaments on bass, and I was like, oh, I'll go broke doing that. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Fuck this money. I don't need this shit.
I could maybe get
I ain't got
rich.
no girlfriend.
Yep. Exactly.
Listen, with hair like you, though, I feel like you're thankfully, actually, you know what? Thankfully, you are where you're at. Because with hair like you are one step closer to being a swim bait fisherman. But thankfully, you fish for smallmouth because you're almost there, man.
I got two swim baits back here. I don't even have a rod for right now.
I know, but you got them already? You got the swim bait? Oh, shit. God damn it. Well, that's probably worse for you in your area than fentanyl is getting into swim bait fishing.
Yeah, stay off opioids and get into swim baits.
Right.
Swim bait fishing is way more expensive than drugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
it really is, and I've dabbled. Like I said, I think this year when we go off season, I might try and score me a rod. But I've been throwing motors.
Throw your Ned rig. Throw your Ned rig and your wacky rig. Whatever you got to do to catch smallies. We get it.
Hey,
just do that.
Speaking of off season, this two-part question. One, do you have an off season where you are? Doesn't obviously, you probably don't get a lot of ice over, but is it too cold to fish? And if there is an off season, you mentioned deer hunting earlier. Oh, yeah. Do you do a lot of hunting in addition to your fishing during the winter time?
I'm a casual hunter. I got 2 or 3 spots that I'll go sit at, and I'll shoot something if it walks by. I've shot a couple nice deer, but like, I'm not.
You just
like
smoke
trekking,
a bunch of beer.
Yeah. I'm not trekking miles into the woods to try and find a trophy. The way that I'm smallmouth fishing at all. Okay. No.
So you're still fishing throughout the winter, then? You're still doing
no.
a lot of fishing.
No. I definitely I messed that up. I cut off about 40 degrees, man. I'm a wimp. I really am.
Listen, not everybody can be real men. I get it.
I will get you on a weight program to where in the wintertime.
Oh no!
You don't get cold.
Stop.
And then, but
you're on
your own to have to lose it. You're on your own to have to lose that weight when it comes down to spring and summertime. Do you
Zach, do me a favor. Hold on, real quick. Zach, do me a favor.
I have to hold on? This is my line of question.
I don't give a shit. So to prep for the winter, I'd like a almost weekly update. If you just start chewing beef jerky like it's fucking long cut, right? Just every day, take like 4 or 5 fat lippers of beef jerky. I like to see your weight gain journey as it goes along.
All right, back to that was stupid, Alex. That was the worst. That was the worst thing you said in the last 2 weeks, and you haven't
Zach,
even been here.
You have to deal with hecklers. Mine has to be like my buddy on the show, which is fucking worse.
Hey, so I do have a question.
Thanks for the fake laugh.
I'm from the country, and being from that Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky area, squirrel hunting's a huge deal in that area of you. Do you
Mm-hmm.
do any squirrel hunting? And if you do you eat them? And do you eat the brains?
Oh,
I grew up killing squirrels, eating
Mhm.
gravy, but not the
Mm.
brains.
okay.
Don't know nothing about those squirrel brains. Maybe that's why I'm so dumb. But
No, hell no, bitch. That's why you smart, because motherfuckers and the squirrel brains, they'll fucking kill you. But tell me
Listen, your
something, man.
uncle definitely
Shut
ate
up,
squirrel
Alex.
brains.
You don't know nothing about eating squirrels. So
I do.
don't
I
even say
ate squirrels
anything.
as a kid. 100% I did. Yes. 100%.
How'd you prepare them?
Well, so one, my grandmother would either do them up in a stew, but then her favorite thing was to wait for hazelnut season, and then she'd use the hazelnuts that were in their guts because they got softened up from the stomach acid, and she'd mash that into a pie, right? Because then you could make a hazelnut pie, and it was like smoothed out. You didn't have to like full grind them. It was almost like a jelly of hazelnut, and she would take those from squirrels. And this is my Russian Ukrainian grandmother who'd sit there and pop these assholes like 15 to 20 a day during the height of summer. And she would just rack these things up with a 22 from the porch, and then make me at like 6 years old go run out and then grab them by the tails and come back out with them. Yeah, I fucking know about eating squirrel. It's good
Zach,
as shit.
Don't let this sumbitch pick on you another single time the rest of this episode or forever in life about fucking stealing catalytic converters.
Yeah, no shit, man.
His meemaws out there got him fucking.
Yeah,
eating.
dude. She was in the moo the full moo with just like flip flops, and she just pop, 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 and she killed these things. She's like, "Go get them, go get them."
Alex question.
it's so funny.
Tell us your squirrel.
Hold on. Finish
recipe.
your story.
I don't know it at all, and this is this is go right back to it. I wish I knew it. It's written down somewhere.
Okay.
But my grandma, when I got back into fish, my nana, I should say, just say my nana.
I was about to ask you. I know damn well you didn't call her grandma. I was wondering what you called her nana. Okay,
yeah,
nana.
That felt like a left-handed pitch saying it. But
my grandmother,
Nana like forgot how to cook anything like gamey at all. Because when I got back into hunting, I was like, I'm gonna go kill us a mess of squirrels for some gravy, and she was like, "Are you gonna cook it?" And I was like,
"No, I kill it."
No, I just came to you for that. I just was telling you to prepare yourself for that. And no, she's like, no, I don't remember how to do any of that or deer or anything. And I have learned to cook deer, and I know a couple of people that know how to cook squirrel, and I go to them, and I intend on learning it again next time I kill a mess of squirrel.
That's
but
good.
I've been so busy I hadn't killed them in a while.
I want to see this winter. I want to see some squirrel hunting and some like from the trees to the table. Squirrel hunt, cook, kill and cook. I want to see you do that. Learn, get and look. If you can't find your nana's recipe, I got a recipe or two I'll give you. But I want to see, since you're not fishing when it's lower than 40 degrees, I want to see you go out there. I want to see some from the squirrels from the trees to the table cooking.
Yes,
that's good content. They ain't a lot of people out here putting content on the internet cooking squirrels. I want to see it.
I was gonna say I've been looking for a lane on TikTok. I think that might be it. Squirrels.
And then also to up your comedy game, I think you should take every skin pelt, but make a fucking
hat.
Make a hat out of it. Yeah. Make sure it's got like fucking like 12 squirrel tails on the back to match.
It would have to be the whole
mullet.
Hey, do you know how to tan or cure squirrel hides?
No, you don't need to. Just put them on your head. Just put them on your head.
Yes, you do.
Just
Otherwise,
put some
it's
bloody eyes on your head. Yeah,
it's gonna be like maggots and shit crawling out of his ears on his hat. We don't want that. We want a good squirrel hat.
No, I want to see.
I'll send you a recipe on how to tan /cure, whatever you want to call it, your squirrel hides. And we want to see a fucking hat. And when you get your hat made, we're going to bring you back on with you wearing your squirrel hat.
I have killed a piebald deer. I've got a piebald deer tanned in here in the other room.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit. Did you tan it?
I didn't do it, but a taxidermist did.
So is it like a rug or a blanket or a throw?
Give me just a second.
Go ahead and get it.
Oh, let's see it.
Fuck yeah.
Listen, Paul, we talked about the squirrel hat. I definitely had that when I was a kid. My grandmother made me. It was like 6 squirrels and it was 6 tails out the back. Because you just kind of mashed all these things together.
Hey, Alex, we got to ask him about his artwork too, because he's got some really neat artwork behind him.
He does.
I wonder if it's his or somebody he knows.
It's not. Well,
fuck. Okay. Holy shit, that is fucking badass.
That is the biggest squirrel I've ever seen.
Holy shit, that is cool as hell. That is a hell of a
wait.
there.
That's amazing, but what do you do with that?
I hung it on the wall for a while.
Yeah.
And
that's why he doesn't have a girlfriend.
And now it's sitting in my auxiliary room waiting to go back up on another spot on the wall. I just got it.
Dude,
he's trying to get a girlfriend. Right, he's trying to get a girlfriend. That's what it is. That's fucking dope. Awesome.
Yeah.
What?
Dude,
you tricked somebody to sleep with you? No fucking way.
One time. I even got a
No, that's cool as shit, man.
That is a badass piebald there.
Hey, I know you can still hear us, Zach. When you come in, we want to see. Hey, so real quick, this isn't about you. Angle that camera up. Let me see some of this artwork behind you.
What's this artwork? Tell us about this artwork behind you.
Oh, man.
So, told you I was like enamored with live events, and this is all just like posters, concerts I've went to, a bunch of like hippie rock. I got Widespread Panic over there.
That's not hippie rock. Widespread Panic is not hippie rock.
You think Alex? He's from Appalachia.
All right.
It's hippie rock in Appalachia. Let him be. Let him be who he is.
All right, go for it.
And Humphreys and Spafford and Donato's Cosmic Country, like my pin up here. Got a couple of those all over.
Dude, I gotta look at this Cosmic Country shit because they got some fucking cool ass logos.
Shit. Yeah, dude, it's cool as shit.
Alex makes some really good Bass and Brews logos. I mean, just Bass and Brews because of skulls and skeletons and shit.
That's all I can do. Skulls and skeletons.
That Cosmic shit, they got some cool ass shit, man. I need to check their shit out. We're gonna steal it and make some hats.
Hey, how many times do you have people over and they beat you up for having art in your house?
They always ask. They always ask. Like, and I'm like, man, what the hell else would I hang up in here? I don't have like
squirrels.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a deer. There's a European mounted deer over there.
Do you have any bass mounted? Have you ever kept any bass or mounted any bass?
Oh, that's good.
I haven't.
How about either?
But I did take one to college. I went to college. I went to college for a semester.
It was just catalytic converter theft. Was the class?
Yeah, I went to West Virginia. I went to it's funny they call it UCLA, University of Concord, left in Athens.
I've heard that before.
And I went up there and I showed up and I had all my stuff and I got out of the car and I was holding all my stuff and I had a big mounted bass that my uncle. I don't know if like his wife had said like no more. You're like getting rid of that.
Yeah.
And it
get the fuck out.
Is this the uncle that was born in the pickup truck?
No.
Is this the uncle that upgraded his house multiple times?
No.
Okay.
Damn, how many uncles you got?
A lot. 12.
I got like
12.
Honestly, got 8.
Yeah, I was close.
And 12 if you count the X's.
There we go. Yeah. All right, so you showed up to college with a stuffed bass.
and the people there were like, "You're gonna be my favorite. You're my you're my like I can't remember what it was like yet, but a couple of the guys that were like, "I'm taking you under my wing," and like a week later, they were like, "Get the fuck out from underneath my wing."
He started like cutting off their catalytic converters, and they're like, "That's not cool. Stop."
He was taking the starters out of their truck and shit and beating them fishing. And they're like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude! You suck."
That it's funny. Somebody did get in trouble for squirrel hunting there at the end of the semester.
Of course,
ironic that we've
somebody named Zach.
Somebody. No, I got in trouble for smoking in the dorms.
You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes in the dorms. That's obvious.
Yeah, no.
And you can't smoke your beers either.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us about what you got coming up. As far as like stand-up comedy, is it?
Yeah.
Do you stream it at all? Is it on Netflix? Like, I'm saying that in jest, but
it's not on
like,
Netflix.
Is it something
I
that people can watch? Are you streaming
Zach is
it,
really
TikTok
funny,
live,
but he's not on Netflix.
Or is it just all local stuff?
It's usually all local stuff, but the Mullet Influencer on TikTok is where I'm posting the most stuff right now as it stands. And then on Instagram, if you're close to me, if you're in Tennessee, northeastern Tennessee, southern West Virginia-ish, and even like central Virginia, I'm traveling. I'm going to like Richmond.
This man is traveling. He is not telling jokes in his hometown. That's how dirty they are.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people in comedy will tell you tell them to your friends and you won't learn a whole lot.
That's
yep. It's the same thing with food. Like, if you want to open up a restaurant, do not cook for your friends and family to see if you should open up a restaurant.
Yep.
Because they're going to lie to you. And then 100%. When they got to start paying for it, then that's when they get truthful. But anyway, hey, real quick, because I know Alex has got next bit, but I have one quick question. Could you do a TikTok live of a set that you're doing? Yeah. Would the venue let you do that?
That's what I was going to ask.
I feel like if you could set up, a phone to
for
live
YouTube,
stream,
right? Yeah,
YouTube, TikTok, however you do it, that would be
just your set
getting
live.
A lot more people than just who's there. Local.
If I got more followers, I could do that for sure. But right now we're going over the follower limit right now. I got 400. Hopefully this will bump me up to 1,000. You guys got me.
This shit's gonna bump you up to negative 200. Yeah, you're probably gonna lose at least 600
Hey,
followers.
How about? I mean, throwing it out there, like what? It'd be. I guess you couldn't fucking do it. Just put it on the own. Like take your GoPro. Point that bitch at yourself, right? So you're not looking at the crowd, right? It's just you, and you do your work, right? And then you put that out there.
It doesn't have to be live.
I think that'd
be awesome.
I know you think that might not be cool, but I think a lot of people would love to see a funny guy making his way through the comedy deal as something to watch for, right?
Yeah, no, and I've thought about a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
and I just got to do something. That's me.
You just got too high and forgot about it. I gotcha.
I got to do more. I've been saying that auxiliary room I ran and grabbed that deer skin out of. I've been saying I was going to make it into a podcast room for years now.
Yo,
still nothing.
I'm going to tell you what. That's that's real.
I will say I've got a good problem though. I've got Roanoke Comedy. Since you asked, I've got Roanoke Comedy Fest coming up this weekend.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Going to Kingsport, Tennessee soon. Going Richmond soon is in the booking. I do a lot of shows around here. The thing I like is bringing people in here to show them to my friends.
Hey, make a post on TikTok and whatever other platforms where you're going and tag Bass and Brews
100%. We can share it out. I'm going to tell you right now. I want to see you go to all these events and you tag us, right? But I here's what I want to see. I want to see you do like, hey, I'm going to go be a dumbass. This is going to be great. Watch us drink beers. Like, honestly, like, you are built for this. Like, your social media accounts can be built for this, right? Just fucking, like, yeah. Do the video, tag us, we'll send it out. Like,
built for bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Hey, and Zach, I don't know if I'm going to be around much longer. The way Alex has been treating me the last
You're
2
around.
weeks, so he might need a guest co-host.
If anybody quits this show first, it's going to be me, not Paul.
Look, if Alex quits,
never.
I'm still going to record weekly, but y'all can forget this bitch coming out on Fridays.
Listen,
at 2 a.m. It might come out on Monday. You might get 4 episodes 2 days in a row.
No, listen, I put that out there. That was clickbait. I'll be honest, it was clickbait.
Yes.
No, we will never, Josh. Honestly, me and Paul do this. Doesn't matter how many people listen.
Josh.
Yeah.
No, we're not Josh. We're not the Dark Waters. We're not just gonna quit this. I listen. It doesn't matter how many people, and I appreciate every single person that listens to this show. I really do. I appreciate the Patreon members even more. You can go to www.patreon.com/bassandbrews. But anyways, I appreciate everybody so much. Too. Yeah, no, they're great. And we will continue to do this, even if we didn't have you awesome folks, because Paul is legitimately weird enough, like my best friend, and we've never met. So we're going to keep doing this so I can talk to Paul. Yeah.
Not in the last 2 weeks, ain't talked to me, but I think
I didn't talk to anybody.
I think we're ready to get to the last part, and I'm roboting it because Alex is trying to get the shit lined up right now because he wasn't ready.
Shit, is it not?
Get in here.
Square.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
We're ready for the.
It's time.
Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes what?
All right, Zach.
Oh, this is where it's going to get controversial and weird.
Shit. Here comes Zach. It sounds like you already know the rules, but let's reiterate them for new listeners. This is the Bass and Brews patented. And by patented, I mean in Panama, this is the only shotgun round they have other than their political system. But here's how it works. We're going to ask you a set of rapid fire questions. And we want a yes or no, or we just want you to answer the question. We don't need an explanation unless we ask for it. And listen, as far as we've gone up in this show, the Brewskis are nice folks. But when it comes to this, it's either going to hit you the highest levels to become a serious angler, or the darkest waters. Yes, hey, fucking Paul, you ruined it again. I got my hand raised. That was like the perfect fucking transition into it, and he fucks it up.
It should be. You hadn't had to do it in 2 weeks. I got my hand raised anyway, so I had the talking stick. King of the Hill reference. Anyway, has my microphone hiccuped any since?
Now it has. When you interrupt, every time you interrupt, it fucks up. So don't interrupt.
Over headphones, it hasn't been too noticeable.
Jake Harshman went to the midget wrestling competition last week, and I am really upset that he did not post anything with Alex.
Oh, your mic is messing up. We can't hear it. Sorry. Bye. Anyways,
there was out of town. There was a midget wrestling in Blacksburg that was close to my house. Man, I had an out of town comedy date. I should have gone. I love the midget wrestling on TikTok. They're the micro wrestling on TikTok.
Thank you for using the proper phrase. It's micro wrestling.
We're an hour and 40 minutes in. I'm bound to throw something in there.
Yeah. All right, here's how we go.
I'm seeing four
Shut
of
up.
you right now, so I have no idea.
Shut up, Paul. All right. Finesse or power fishing?
Oh, power all day, baby.
Oh, that's weird from a smallmouth guy. Okay. Texas or wacky?
See, and I never. This is where.
Just answer the question first. Answer.
We
the
don't need an
question
explanation.
Neither. I mean, if
Neither.
No,
one,
you gotta choose one. That's not the question.
Texas Ned. And I'll say that instead.
Did this
Texas
motherfucker
Ned.
just say a Texas Ned rig?
Yep.
This
That's the only
man
time I haven't. I'm fishing smallmouth. Everything's bigger in Texas. I haven't needed one.
This man is built for politics.
He just said a Texas Ned rig. Like, I need you to make a video first thing tomorrow morning with a fucking Texas Ned rig and post it so I know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, don't grab it. Don't grab
tomorrow
it.
Morning, I need a video of you doing a Ramon Outdoors going, this is how you rig a Texas Ned rig.
Texas Ned.
Because I'm pretty sure that would be the first video to have ever been made on the fucking internet. A Texas
Nedlock
Ned
ZWGs, brother. Nedlock ZWGs.
No, you got
you're talking about that shit.
This is crazy. A Texas Ned rig. That's the
all right.
shit I've ever heard. And Alex talked about his balls.
Is it Crocs? Hold on, stop. No, hold on, Zach. We've gave you the bulk of the episode. It is us.
Actually, no, we
zip
didn't.
it up.
We
did not. We did not. We picked on them for all of it. That's how it works. This is when the hecklers have the platform.
The heckler's ball. This is the heckler's ball.
Oh, that might be the name of the episode. Anyways, Crocs or flops?
On the boat, we're going Crocs. You got to have a dry pair of flops waiting for you in the truck.
Okay. That's
I
safe.
can go with that.
I dig it. How about I'm gonna throw it out there. How about Hey Dudes? Does that throw anywhere in there or no?
I haven't got on that yet.
I gotcha. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
Oh.
I knew if you would have said yes, I would have been like, your family's disowning your ass after this episode.
No, only my mom likes that. Only my mom.
Oh, see, somebody likes it. Thank you, Paul.
She's obviously from Quebec. His mama is not from Appalachia.
She's from around the way.
She's from there. Yeah.
Around the way.
Power fishing or finesse fishing?
We've already done that, motherfucker.
Finesse.
He answered it this time, though. He answered it differently this time.
He did. He answered
this time. But the Texas Ned rig for finesse fishing.
I just refused to use the Senko. All my buddies got real heavy into using Senkos. I was like, y'all are out there cheat code fishing.
Yeah, it wins. It catches fish.
I swear that you mentioned earlier that they couldn't sight fish when they saw the fish, and you would throw a wacky rig out there. I swear to God,
you threw finesse. Finesse. I would throw a fluke or a drop shot over top of it.
That's the same thing, basically. But
it's the same. It's
all right. You're heading to the water.
Nope. You're going to spend more on a rod or a reel.
Oh, which one?
Depends on which one's on the worst
sale.
No,
that's not the damn. No, jeez. This man has been listening to the podcast for 2 months.
Bill Clinton is out here with the saxophone, fucking just singing a song.
I'll say real more on a reel. I've got a lot of got a couple of Dobbins that were used for $60, but I cannot find Titulas or anything decent used in reels around here. They all look like the catalytic converters.
Right. So your uncle has all of the fucking Corrados. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're heading out to the water, right? Is it hype music or is it slow jams?
Usually, it's going to be hype music, unless it's tournament day.
Okay.
And
okay.
then
Well,
I'm going into work, listening to a podcast.
Okay. So one, all right. So what is hype music for you?
Widespread Panic.
My man. All right.
You just said that. You just said that was what the hell did he call it earlier, Alex? That you picked on him?
Hippie
Hippie
rock.
music. It's not.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not. It's hippie punk.
I'm a
guess,
hippie.
but-
What can I say?
Yeah. But it's not
I'm just over
like
30.
it's not like listening to Fish or any of that bullshit. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah. So what podcast, if it's a tournament, what podcasts are you listening to?
Okay. Well, if it's a tournament, I'm going to do it just like I'm going into work. And I usually will subconsciously not listen to Pardon My Take. I listen to that. It's like since 2017, way back in the day.
Pardon My Take.
So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's something that I've gotten to where it just calms me, gets me to feel like going to clock in to my fun job instead of going to
What
clock
do you do
into-
what do you do for a real job, real quick?
I'm a machinist. So when you were talking about the guy doing metal recycling earlier, I was like, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. He makes catalytic converters for his uncle to then steal. Solid.
What do you do as a machinist?
I actually I work for a defense contractor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I got it. You can't talk anymore. I got you.
Yep.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Paul, I think we have to expand this. Like, the next question is like, what's your favorite podcast to listen to? Because you mentioned that's fucking solid, right? And then we can guilt them into not listening to us. But I want to hear.
That's a stupid question. Go with the regular shotgun rounds that we've been doing for like 3 years now. Don't try to change
No, we have
it
to
up, especially
expand
in the middle of episode
Stop.
with a guest
Stop.
that has no idea what's going on. Hey, do you eat largemouth bass?
There you go.
No.
Oh.
I
Okay,
was listening to somebody.
I'm questioning your
Hold on.
Apalachicola heritage. You don't know.
His uncle went
the
to
recipe,
jail for converters.
You don't know the recipe for squirrel gravy and grits, and you don't eat largemouth bass. I'm questioning your Appalachia heritage that you've carried on.
I also don't catch largemouth.
There you go. How about smallmouth? Do you eat them?
Do you eat smallmouth?
No.
Okay.
Jesus.
I think I eat the hell out of some crappie though. Whenever we get to fucking shit at them and catching them, but I do that like twice a year. So
yeah,
All
right.
When you get married, you're also going to do that twice a year, but it's not catching crappie.
And you're also not flicking crappie. It's a bean. But anyways,
yes.
Hey,
licking a bean is better than flicking a bean, though. Just FYI.
Jabberhammer's comment is brought to you by Astroglide. All right. We're almost there. Hey,
lube up your
Zach, do you eat beaver?
Oh yes.
Yeah. How do you prepare?
With a mustache like that, you either learn what a carburetor is, or you can eat beaver. And I don't know what a carburetor is.
All the trailer park girls love a good mustache ride.
All the trailer park girls run me outside. Yo,
who wants
he
a mustache ride?
Up.
I do. I want a mustache ride.
He shows up like the ice cream man at every trailer park. Like, look at this face.
Wouldn't be so bad if they didn't all have beards like him.
All right. Well,
I had a guy
listen,
tell me today on my social media. He said, I made a post about eating chopped sandwiches. He's like, I don't know why anybody would want to grow a wiry pubic beard, but here we are, or some bullshit like that. Motherfucker. Fuck that guy.
Have you ever seen a beard that didn't look pubic?
Yeah, I have, but this
we've had a lot on this
I
show.
guarantee you the guy that made that comment or the person that made that comment, they white from the
that
back
is
to
so
the front.
funny.
Oh my god.
That is so fucking funny. Because one, I do disagree. Chopped sandwiches are delicious, but then he went that deep. It's so fucking funny.
I'm telling you, fucking Instagram and Facebook people commenting are the worst. I thought they were bad on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. Matter of fact, Bass and Brews, our commenters on TikTok are really like, outside of
we're on Fish
they're
Talk,
really bad.
So we don't gotta fuck with that shit.
But the Facebook and Instagram people commenters are the absolute worst. Anyway, all right, let's wrap it up, Hoss.
Yes, sir. So here's how it comes down to: every great angler loves a great sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
All right. Peanut butter's got to be in there, and turkey and
my man. Okay,
good
solid
options.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to say my cousin.
No, Virginia, not West Virginia, Southwestern Virginia.
I got you. You're not Tyler Ward, where you accidentally marry your cousin. I get you.
No, I just started working with this defense contractor. Has a bunch of guys from West Virginia in there.
Yeah.
And man, every chance they get, they just are the weirdest fuckers.
Listen,
every chance they get.
Hey,
anybody
wrap
from
this up?
State.
Hold on.
No,
hold on.
Stop.
We're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
Before we end it, give us one of your top 2.
Oh yeah, I want to hear it.
Jokes.
Fishing jokes
right now.
Fishing jokes.
No, fuck that. Fuck the fishing
joke.
No. Fishing stupid.
Stop, Paul.
These
stop,
motherfuckers
Paul.
that are like, if so and so can be an Olympic sport, fishing should. Bitch, first of all, bass fishing doesn't need to be a regular sport. More or less,
it doesn't matter. Stop.
Whatever.
Paul, chill out. I totally forgot, and
you
reminded me that I said I wanted a 30-second. Remember that, Zach? I want a 30-second fishing clip.
Well, I will tell you, I don't have any jokes specifically about fishing, but this joke came to me on a fishing trip, and it was one of the first jokes I ever had.
Let's see.
Okay.
And it said, I had a lot of fun. I dated a set of twins at one point, and folks would always ask me how to keep them apart. I was like, man, it's real easy. Brandy's got real little nipples, and she paints her toenails blue. And Jesse's got a cock.
All right, everybody.
There you go.
Thank you so much for listening to the show.
Thank you, guys.
Don't go anywhere,
Zach. Zach, chill out. Hey, you fucking dirtbags. I don't know. I'm supposed to say something here.